I don't even know what the intro should be. My name's Cam, I'm 24 years of age and I reside in Melbourne, Australia. Now maybe you follow me for ADHD, maybe you follow me for my life experiences, or maybe you just follow me because you find something funny. Whatever the case is, I want to tell you a little bit about myself so you can get to know me and I can get to know you behind the screen. It all started back here. Guess we'll start with ADHD. So my ADHD experience started at the ripe old age of 12, just as I was entering my first year of high school. And I was a terrible kid in class. I would never listen, I couldn't focus, I would distract others, and I really would just be an utter nuisance. This went on for a couple months before people started getting really annoyed and my parents started getting a little bit concerned. So they would speak to me at home and wonder, what the hell's going on here? Like, what are you up to? And I pretty much would tell them, I'm just being, like, this is just who I am. I don't think any kid at that age really understands why they do what they do. They just do it instinctually and they don't really have a lot of second thoughts about it. From my earliest memory, I ended up getting admitted to a psychiatrist and putting on my first dose of medication, which was in fact Ritalin, which was 10 milligrams. So I would take 2 of these tablets a day and they would last 2 hours each, which is totaling 4 hours. So I would only be on medication for around 4 hours a day. And quite frankly, for me personally, that really was not enough at the start. It was a good starting point because it did help me focus and listen in class and function, I guess, as a normal human being. I mean, honestly, what's normal these days, right? I think everyone's got some issues. I was on that for a while, and then a couple years later, I went on these things called Dexamphetamines. Now, I actually made a video addressing my experience on Dexamphetamine on TikTok, so I'm gonna put that in the link in the description below. You can click on that and go and watch it, but it pretty much talked about how it shifted my mood and altered my personality. I used to get really angry outbursts and take my anger out on everyone. Luckily, I was only on these for about 2 short weeks before my parents were like, nah, get this kid off that stuff. Boy, am I glad that they did that, because if I was still on Dexamphetamine to this day, I have no idea what my life would be like. See, the issue when it comes to diagnosing ADHD is you have to try different things to see how it works. So I had to go through the Ritalin process and I had to go through the Dexamphetamine process to know if it would actually work. Fast forward a couple of years after the Dexamphetamine, I finally found my miracle drug of choice. It sounded really terrible. Forget I said that. I found my medication of choice, which ended up being Concerta 54 milligrams, 12 hours a day. So I would be basically flatline focused for 12 hours a day, and they were some of the greatest years of my life because I went from being someone who could not focus in school, was just always rambunctious and just annoying everyone, to someone who was a lot more neutral and could actually function. So it really felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. And if you've watched this far, drop a comment of what medication you're currently taking for your ADHD right now. Now, when I was about 19 and living out of my first place in home, I was living there for about 3 months, and then I finally decided to just go completely cold turkey on the medication. And I didn't look back. I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna see how it impacts my life. And I was advised to not go cold turkey. You are apparently meant to just slowly lower your dose, but I was like, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm going straight off and I'm gonna see how this affects me. So I did that, and the first month or two were definitely a little bit difficult. I can't really lie about that. It was a lot harder to focus and maintain my appetite and all sorts of things. The one thing I realized was I did not want to be dependent on a drug or medication for the rest of my life. I could not fathom the idea of that. I thought that was absolutely crazy, and I really didn't know the long-term effects of how that was going to impact my brain and, quite frankly, my development. I'm 24 years old now and I've been off medication for over 4 years, and I can say that I'm absolutely living my best life. It's been a wild journey, and I'm going to make another video next week. I'm going to talk to you about another aspect of my life. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this, make sure you subscribe, of course, and follow me over on my TikTok and Instagram, and send me a message on Instagram if you need to chat. I always leave my DMs open. I always answer them, so I'll speak to you very soon.